Hello there, I'm Lou Wieland with Community Profiles magazines, and the magazines are published annually and distributed to home buyers and people buying commercial properties through the offices of the First Multiple Listing Service. There are several different editions. One is for the metro area, one is for Atlanta, one is for North Fulton, one for Cobb, and one for Gwinnett. They are available in all of the real estate brokerage firms. We email them out to all the agents periodically, at least once or twice a month. And they're also on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com. I'm also a commercial agent with KW Commercial. If I can help you with any of your commercial or residential interests, I would be more than happy to. My email is lou@louwieland.com, WIELAND.com. And every week or so we interview community leaders and people who are contributing to the well-being of our metro area. And once every quarter or so we interview the president of the First Multiple Listing Service, who gives us an update on the state of the market for the benefit of people interested in real estate and for the realtors themselves. And today we are happy to once again interview Jeremy Crawford, President and CEO of the First Multiple Listing Service, who is going to give us a very, very comprehensive overview of the market and get a little bit of preview into the next few quarters, and also talk about some new features that are available on FMLS, one of which I just found out about and is extremely exciting to commercial agents. And be sure and stay tuned. If you're a commercial agent, you'll be extremely excited to hear Jeremy's announcement. This will be the first time it's been made available to everyone. So Jeremy, welcome back to the show. You always have surprises whenever you come on. Last time it was artificial intelligence. That was hard to top that one, but this one is also pretty hard to top. So let's start with just an overview of the market right now in the first quarter and quarter two, and then we could go on into looking forward to what might be a good forecast. So let's start with your assessment, and you certainly have your facts and figures there and through the FMLS.
Absolutely, Lou. Well, thank you so much for having me on again. Excited to be here. And while I put my disclaimer out there, I'm not an economist. We do have a wealth of data and statistics that we can provide out to the community, to many various sources, including a lot of our local economists that we provide this information out to. But the first thing I'm always asked is, what's the market like? And since we've just closed out Q2 of this year, people were very interested to see what's the market going to do this year? Are interest rates going to change? What's the activity going to be like? Because we saw a pretty big decline at the end of 2023 in the number of units that were made available and the number of units that were sold out there. From a sales perspective, Lou, in June it was a little slow, 10% down on the number of residential sales compared to last June. But year to date, we're actually right at about 40,000 units sold in the residential marketplace. And that is right in line where the first half of 2023 was. And I always like to share some statistics when we're looking at this. And a couple of things that we like to look at is the sales price for residential detached listings in the greater Atlanta marketplace. We're still up year over year 6.3%. And for attached listings, Lou, we're up 6.5% year over year in the actual sales price. And that is actually much higher than a lot of metro areas. Atlanta's in the top 3 of appreciation on average sales prices year over year compared to all the others that are out there. The number of new for sale listings are actually up 20% year over year. So our inventory is starting to come back from that perspective. But while the inventory is coming back, the month supply, as you can see, is still at 3.6. Typically, 4 to 6 month supply is your healthy, balanced marketplace. We've not seen it above 4 since 2013, and it continues to be lower than what they consider in the economic realm as a balanced marketplace between buyers and sellers. And the median days on market that we have, Lou, is still sitting there at 15. So if you think about the median days on market and throw out the outliers, selling your home in a couple of weeks' time is pretty fast, because in some markets, that median days on market was 30 to 60 days. And so we're seeing a very healthy days on market for listings that are going on the market, aside from those outliers out there. And Lou, we also like to track that rental market, both residential and commercial, and how we're doing on activity. The number of active rentals, if you remember 22 and 2023, we had a huge amount of rental listings coming on the market just because buyers were having issues with affordability, which continues to be an issue. But we're up month over month. We have 12% new rental activity, new listings as compared to last year in June. Year over year, residential rental number of listings out there is up 2% from that perspective. And if we look in your marketplace, Lou, from what's in FMLS, our active commercial inventory is actually up 12%. So we have 12% more listings available right now in the active marketplace in FMLS today than we did at this time last year in June of 2023. And if we're looking at that sales dollar volume from the residential perspective of what's going on with closed sales, Lou, we're up 5.3%. So through the first 6 months, we're at $20 billion in residential sales through FMLS. So there is still a lot of activity out there. I know as we get the question out there as to what do we think the market's going to look like, I don't have that silver ball and that crystal ball or the golden ball that it would be if I could predict the future, Lou, but we did hear the Feds just announce that they are going to make a rate change once this year. We heard last year they would make 3 or 4 changes. Now we're hearing they are going to change once this year. And I did hear on the news that the 30-year fixed has softened just a tad since the recent presidential debate where it went up a tad. And so we may see a little bit more of a softening now of the 30-year fixed rate. And that's really going to help the affordability of buyers that are out there in the marketplace, because the buyers are still struggling with affordability. And I always like to remind everyone from that perspective, we offer a platform called Down Payment Resource. So for new buyers and buyers that are looking at specific homes and are having issues with affordability, Down Payment Resource is one of our most utilized platforms that we offer, which is also integrated in the Matrix One Home Client Portal. So consumers can see with their agents what homes have potential programs like Georgia First Time Home Buyers programs to give them grant assistance for that down payment to help them with affordability. So we don't know what the market's going to look like in the remainder of this year, but we really think that we hear a little bit of softening on the interest rates, a little more inventory out there. So we expect a little more movement in some of the listings that are out there in the marketplace. And with lower interest rates, sellers may be more willing to sell and move into another home instead of being landlocked on their current very low interest rate, where many of them are still sitting at a 3 to 4% fixed interest rate. So that's really a short recap of what we've got going on, Lou, from a statistical perspective in the marketplace as we continue to track this data on a regular basis, and also provide this data out. We provide this data out to universities, to the local newspapers like the Atlanta Business Chronicle, Georgia Tech Department of Economics, and again, we leverage their research and their reports on the data we provide them. Even some of the affordability housing entities like the Atlanta Beltline Foundation, we're providing everyone that we can that's doing housing affordability and studies the data from FMLS, and we do that at no charge because we want to help this marketplace out as much as we can with the data that we have.
Statistics that you mentioned are available at this time through May on the First Multiple Listing Service website. And tell everybody tell agents how, if they don't know how to access that information. Jeremy, would you remind people? Because I know sometimes some agents might not be aware of the fact that information is available on your website.
Absolutely, Lou. If you're an agent and you log into FMLS, you will see one of the products that we just launched a couple of months ago is a brand new single sign-on dashboard that I'm showing here on the screen. This is the brand new Remind single sign-on dashboard that gives the agents an easy way to access all of the tools that FMLS provides in one succinct place. This is brand new. This just launched a couple of months ago. We also launched this for our Middle Georgia MLS, Partnership MLS in Macon, Georgia, as well as in Phoenix City, East Alabama, has this dashboard from us. And you will see, Lou, right here, you will see the market stats, and you can click on that market stats logo and go immediately to the screens that I was just showing, and you can jump in and play with all the different aspects of the statistics, and you can slice and dice those by zip code, by price range, by bedrooms, by market areas, etc. And that's all available as a free member benefit, and it's all available to this brand new Remind single sign-on dashboard that we've just launched that is clean and easy to use, using state-of-the-art single sign-on technologies, Lou. So great question, and that's a great place and a great item that we have just launched this year to make it easier for agents to access those tools.
Just one final question on the overview, and I know you did admit that you do not have a crystal ball, so I'm not going to hold you to it, but when the interest rates go down, everybody is talking about how that's going to impact prices. What kind of feedback are you getting from people about the impact on prices when the rates do go down?
Well, from the Atlanta marketplace perspective, we have a very healthy job market. We have great governmental support for the real estate market space. As you know, Governor Kemp is very supportive of the real estate market space. His background is actually in real estate and in construction. And we have a wealth of new businesses that need housing. We have the brand new SDK battery plant that's being built between Cartersville and Rome, thousands of jobs and thousands of housing that is needed in that area. We have Rivian, who just got a $5 billion infusion from Volkswagen to continue building the Rivian plant here in Georgia. And we have other marketplaces like San Francisco and Seattle and New York City that are migrating to the Atlanta marketplace. And if you look at statistically where people are looking from, California, New York, and Chicago are the number one search for properties in the Atlanta marketplace from a migration perspective. So even with the softening of that, the housing market's going to stay strong because the demand is strong based upon what I read and what I see in the research that's out there. If we were in a different market such as San Francisco, I think I would have a different perspective based upon the data points that are out there. But from the Atlanta perspective, it's always a matter of supply and demand. And those sellers that would be willing to sell when the interest rates go down are most likely not leaving the Atlanta marketplace. They're just moving to a different area in the Atlanta marketplace. So the influx of relocation into Atlanta is strong. The job market is strong. The support from the community and the governmental perspectives is strong. So I think that we'll continue to have strong home prices just based upon the demand that's out there.
You mentioning on the subject of other cities and they're searching for properties here, you mentioned California, New York, and Chicago are number one. I wonder if you would just review with people the areas where FMLS is attracting listings. I know Alabama and Florida and Colorado are included. Can you give us an update on that or just a review on that for a minute?
Absolutely. So we've been working to expand the listing exposure from the Atlanta marketplace out into other regional areas. And we've been doing that for a few years with data sharing. Agents like to have the ability to use their MLS tools to look for listings in the local marketplace, but they also want to retain the relationship with their buyers. And even if their buyers are relocating to other marketplaces, they still want to help them because there's a trusted relationship there. So we are now sharing data with many MLSs across the nation so that agents across the nation have access to the Atlanta inventory and can intelligently guide their consumers to a local area agent. And we're doing that through data shares. And that's been extremely successful from that perspective, Lou. And we continue to grow that. And in doing so, Lou, you can see on the screen there, we're creating a data distribution network between multiple listing services. And this year already, we have launched adding in California Regional MLS, which is over 110,000 agents in Southern California that FMLS listings are now exposed to, and FMLS has access to their listings. And as of July the 17th, we launched that with MLS listings, which is in the Bay Area of nearly 25,000 agents that are relocating to the east. And the listings in FMLS, exclusively only in FMLS, are exposed from FMLS to the MLS listings, Bay Area brokers and agents. We have also added in Kansas City, and we have added in Real Comp, which is Southern Michigan. So we've added those four in already in 2024. So again, if your listing is in FMLS, it's exclusively available to over 400,000 brokers and agents within their local MLS marketplace. And that even includes Omni MLS, which is Latin America, that covers Mexico, Costa Rica, Bolivia, and beyond. So we're really building out a network so that the agents have the ability to see the full listing details and get full market exposure within the MLS for those. And I know Chicago's not on our current map, Lou, but maybe next time we talk, you'll be seeing Chicago and New York added into this network that we're working to build out in our data share technologies, in addition to so much that we're doing in Florida and in Alabama and with Chattanooga, Tennessee.
That is truly amazing. So at one time, we were talking about a figure of around 65,000.
Yes. and we're now at it was the beginning of 2023. We were at about 65, 70,000, and now we're at 400,000. And it's my goal to be at 500,000 by the beginning of next year.
That's just incredible. So, congratulations. What a phenomenal increase. Anyway, I know that as an agent, that's going to be extremely helpful, especially with my line of work as a commercial agent and with investment properties, because I do have clients in California and Tennessee you mentioned too, and other cities. So That's unbelievably exciting information. Anyway, let's move to the next topic, which would be some of the upcoming local industry events that are interesting to agents and that are important to be aware of and participate in.
Absolutely, Lou. As you know, you've been around in the local marketplace for a couple of years. The Atlanta Realtor Association and FMLS have partnered for an annual event called Showcase. This year, Showcase 2.0 2024, the theme being demonstrating your value in a new era. We have an all-star lineup of keynote speakers. It is literally the best lineup that I've personally seen at this event for many, many years. It's going to be held at the Coca-Cola Roxy Event Theater, a Live Nation event theater, which is located at the Battery. That's going to be on August 14th, which happens to be my birthday, by the way, Lou. And we're going to have, not myself, but a true chief economist, Selma Help, PhD from CoreLogic. She is the CoreLogic chief economist, and she's going to be one of our keynote speakers. Kevin Williams, a best-selling author and a Chick-fil-A franchise owner, is going to be one of our keynote speakers. Clyde Higgs, who's the president and CEO of the Atlanta Beltline Foundation, and a lot of their mission is affordable housing. He is going to be a keynote speaker as well. And in addition, we're going to have charitable contributions to this event. The tickets are only $10, but for every attendee who shows up, FMLS and ARA are going to donate $20 to the Atlanta Beltline Foundation to help them fund more affordable housing causes within the scope of the Atlanta area. And for that $10, you not only are actually contributing $20 to that foundation, you'll have an opportunity to contribute to the ARA Foundation. And we're providing, for a benefit, free full hot lunch buffet and open bar, hot lunch buffet, $20 to the Atlanta Beltline Foundation for your $10 ticket to attend that event. We'll also have the Atlanta Real Estate President, Kelly Thrash, as well as the President-elect, Chris Burrell, doing fireside chats with myself and Catherine Oates from Wiseman Law. So it's going to be a great event. We're going to have about 21 vendor tables so that agents can network with some of the top vendors in the area as they come in and break bread and have their lunch. And that event will be starting at noon with lunch, and it'll run to a little bit after 4. So again, we want everyone to register as soon as they can. We will have a capacity of about 2,500 attendees. We expect to sell out with this set of speaker lineup. And where else can you get, Lou? Open bar, hosted lunch, contribution for double your $10 ticket amount, all in one place with that speaker lineup. So I'm very excited, and I hope everyone registers for the event.
I'm working on the economics on that, Jeremy. It's $10 for 20 and free booze and free food and great program. So that sounds extremely generous of FMLS. And let's talk about some of the most recent innovations. We talked about it a little bit, but let's go into that in more depth. And FMLS has led the league in multiple listing services. And I guess first of all, let me ask you, where does FMLS stand out? One time, I think last time we talked, maybe FMLS was the third largest multiple listing service in the country. Or is that pretty much where we are now, or has that changed?
We do. We continue to stay right at third. California Regional MLS is the largest at over 110,000 members, and Bright MLS, which covers Washington, D.C., Delaware, Philadelphia, and that region is about 90,000, and we hover around 57,000, which is very close to Miami and Chicago in size. So Miami, Chicago, and I'm sorry, we're fourth. We have Stellar MLS at 85,000. So we're fourth right there in line with Miami and Chicago, neck and neck, if you will, with the sizes that we are. And if you take a look at the combination there, You're looking at the top 7 MLSs in the nation, and we do collaborate together. And that's hundreds of thousands of brokers and agents in those top 7 MLSs in the top metro areas for real estate in the nation.
So if we could just start with the One Home Client Portal and some of the other innovations, and FMLS has been the league leader in innovation, adding new platforms and technologies by far, especially technologies. Tell us what's new.
Well, the first thing is that we're going to be the first MLS in the nation. We've been very leading edge with artificial intelligence. We've been doing a lot behind the scenes on data analytics. We've been trying to make it more efficient with brokers and agents and how they use FMLS. And we are now launching a state-of-the-art new AI search technology, which is really cool. This will be available in the One Home Client Portal, and a consumer can, with their phone, upload 3 photos of 3 houses they like. Maybe they're just driving around town, they see 3 houses, they take 3 photos, and the platform will automatically match similar photos of properties that are similar in characteristics and tell them what's for sale. It's a very cool technology that you don't have to put in bedrooms and bathrooms and zip codes. You just see a house you like, you take a photo, and then you say, find me homes that are for sale that look like this house, and it goes back into AI, and it goes through all the photos and all the characteristics that we have in FMLS and returns them search results. That's available for the agents and the consumers to use for the One Home Client Portal. No other MLS in the nation has launched that. We are launching that first, Lou, and we will be the first, and that's powered by the RESP.ai platform for the artificial intelligence behind the scene, and the front of that's going to be the CoreLogic One Home platform for that. So we're very excited about that. We talked about the launch of our single sign-on dashboards that we've done recently. We also have launched Forewarn, which is a platform that's a member benefit. There's no cost to the members. It is an identity verification and risk assessment platform. And it works as simply as this. You get a phone call from a consumer who might want to see a house. They take that phone number and they use AI in the back end of their technology and against their data repository. And that phone number can identify who they are, their criminal history, their vehicle ownership, their property ownership, their financial information, additional phone numbers, their address histories. So the agent, before they take that call or before they do a showing, can have background information from the Forewarn application, which is an FMLS member benefit, right there just based upon the phone call they received. So we launched that in March. It's been well received, and the agents are utilizing that heavily to screen clients or to be able to know more about their customers and the history of those customers and based upon what's out there. So that is now available for them. And we've heard also from our members extensively that they like the Paragon platform that used to be offered by another MLS in Georgia that was no longer offered. So we actually launched the Paragon MLS platform that's created by ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, which is headquartered right here in Atlanta, right down the street from the FMLS main office, and that's now available. So we now offer 3 full MLS platforms: Remind Pro, CoreLogic Matrix, and ICE Paragon. And in fact, we had over 6,000 agents use Paragon in the first 45 days of launch. That's an amazing adoption of a platform that's just getting launched from that perspective. And I think there might be one more thing in our launch that you want to talk about today.
Well, before we do that, and that's an extremely big announcement, I would like to ask you to just explain to everybody what is the training available on these platforms, because I'm a kind of an old school guy. I need a lot of training, and I know I'm not the only one in the world in that category. The training is available in person and online, or what is the update?
Yes, so we have, like with Paragon just launched, we're finishing up the CE accredited training for Paragon. So we will have a 3-hour CE class that can be in person, at one of our 3 training facilities in Kennesaw, Duluth, and Roswell, Sandy Springs area. Or you can do that via Zoom in live fashion, or you can use our Trackstar platform to do self-paced, or we will even do in brokerage in-person training where we'll go out to the brokerage offices, and we're now offering 35 CEs for you to come in 3 and 4 hour chunks for various training, including appraisal training. But we also have a full library and webinars that are not CE. So we have individual videos for all of these platforms, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, hour long, whatever you need. So our FMLS Institute has a lot of depth in what we provide. And they're actually CE certified now in Georgia, in Alabama, in South Carolina, in Tennessee, and we're working on North Carolina. So we're working to be CE certified in 5 states so that our bordering agents can get CE for all of these current and new platforms that we offer. We actually just launched, as you know, last year in October, the MLS Touch mobile app. And last week we did 2 webinars, and between the 2 webinars, we had over 3,000 people register for those 2 webinars for the MLS Touch class. So over 3,000 agents registered to attend 2 webinars separately for training for MLS Touch. So that shows you the value of the training that we do offer out there.
In Kennesaw now, Kennesaw was closed for remodeling. Are they back open now, or what is this?
They are back fully open. There was a flood in the building that shut it down. It's actually fully renovated. So we have all new paint, all new carpet, all new furniture. It's fully open now in Kennesaw. So that location is back and fully functional now.
They have classes available over there as well too, right? So that's
Yes.
passed. Okay. Okay, so moving right along to my favorite topic, which would be commercial real estate. As a commercial agent, I spend a lot of money with putting my listings on Crexy and CoStar. It could be as much as $1,000 a month between the two with my listings. And Jeremy has a huge announcement about those expenses that are incurred by commercial agents, that is going to be an opportunity to save you quite a bit of money. So without stealing your thunder, Jeremy, I want you to please explain to commercial agents what you are doing for them and how this will be beneficial to them.
Absolutely. So we have partnered with Crexy. We are launching Crexy tomorrow, starting July the 11th. And so all of the commercial listings, both for sale and lease, which are in FMLS, will now be in the Crexy platform at no charge to our members as a member benefit. You're going to have 20 million users of people looking at over 400,000 for sale and commercial lease properties nationally in the Crexy platform. And starting the 11th of July, you can simply sign up using the email for FMLS. You click on My Listings and you see all the properties, and you can register for a training session with Crexy right there. We're going to have a newsletter that goes out tomorrow that will have a link to the webinar training for Crexy and a link for the login or sign up to Crexy. But this is going to give you access to more leads, help you close deals faster, get more analytics and insights from Crexy. And so we're very excited about this partnership. And the audience is hearing it first today, as the blast is going to go out tomorrow for the first time. And for those of you that are listening, Lou didn't even know about it until 30 minutes ago when we started up our Zoom and he read the script. So we're very excited to continue to expand upon helping our commercial brokers for both commercial lease and commercial investment and commercial for sale. So we're happy that that's going live July the 11th.
Well, congratulations, Jeremy. That's extremely huge benefit, and I know that will result in FMLS getting a lot more commercial listings. There's no question about that's going to be a huge increase. Um, Anyway, basically, if you could elaborate maybe to some extent a little bit on expanding the availability to our brokers of all these listings, how would you sum that up with California and so forth and the other, San Jose and 20,000? You said 400,000, I believe. Is that the figure?
We're at 400,000 for market exposure, as well as the market listing availability to our brokers and agents natively inside of FMLS. We're going to continue to grow that, Lou. I know we talked a little bit about that. But in addition to that, locally, there's an aspect of we have over 20 MLSs in the state of Georgia. And within the state of Georgia, each MLS typically manages their own property access system. And many of the agents out there are familiar with it, called Supra. And we have just released a case study with Supra regarding lockbox reciprocity, and that is actually going to go out in our newsletter as well. So I want our brokers and agents to know to click on that. We are expanding the ability. So if you have an FMLS Supra key, there are now 9 MLS systems that you can access their properties. You can go all the way down to Warner Robins. You can go all the way up to Chattanooga. You can go out and about into Milledgeville and to Dublin. So your Supra lockbox key will now give you access. And we have success stories from brokers and agents in the Supra case study that we've just released, and that's going to be released tomorrow. We want to continue that because there's some MLSs out there who have not participated in allowing other MLS agents into properties, and we still have inventory challenges, as you can see, and we would challenge other MLSs to come on board with statewide lockbox reciprocity, which is out crossing state lines into Chattanooga, and that's been very successful. So it's not just expanding the data that's important to us, it's also expanding the agent's ability to do business in the Georgia marketplace and to remove the barriers to entry so they can show properties even if that property is listed in another MLS and not into FMLS. So we're very happy that we continue to expand upon that. And we've just done, again, the case study that will go out tomorrow in our newsletter and out into the press. And we want to continue expanding not only data access, but actually property access as well into those other marketplaces.
So, finishing up the show, I know you're busy and you have a lot of time, a lot on your schedule there. But can you just give us a kind of a macro look at what's on the horizon for the rest of the year?
Absolutely. Well, obviously, we're looking to do more data shares with other MLSs, more partnerships with other MLSs, and expanding lockbox reciprocity with other MLSs, as I've mentioned, because the more listings that are exposed, the more buyers that are available to look at those listings, and it's in the best interest of the sellers to have the most eyes and the most access on their properties as available. Security is always peace of mind. Towards the end of this year, we're going to start incorporating two-factor security into logging into FMLS. We have a constant industry conversation about cybersecurity, so we're going to elevate what we're doing in that space. We're going to start offering floor plan softwares also. Our agents would like to have the ability to generate floor plans automatically. So we're working to launch a floor plan software platform this year, Lou. Something that will help the agents walk in, take photos, and it will generate floor plans and upload right to the MLS. We're going to be offering a brand new CoreLogic platform called One Homeowner. It's a really cool platform that helps the agents maintain a relationship with their buyer after the sale. It's an online collaboration tool where agents can help their buyers understand documents about the home, transactional documents about the home, inspection documents. There's a full repository system. There's a recommendation system there. So we're going to expand upon that and allow agents to have better collaboration. 70+% of the buyers say they would work with their agents again. Only 13% actually do on their next transaction. So this collaboration tool keeps a more active relationship between the buyer and the agent after the sale. So we hope to increase the stickiness of that relationship so that they do work with them again. And then finally, we're going to have a brand new version of Matrix 12.3. We're only on 11.2 right now. New state-of-the-art search platform, new quick search bar, more AI. One of the AI features, Lou, is when you upload your photos to your listings, like for you, your commercial buildings, it's going to analyze that and fill out the features for you. You'll be able to edit them, but how great would it be to just put up 10 photos of your listing and it fills out the listing details for you, and it says, I know it's lakefront, I know it has water features, I know it has granite countertops. So the agents don't have to physically select it. It'll do it for them based upon just the photo. So we're going to add that AI either at the end of the year or by January of next year is our target for that. So we really want to keep expanding the ability to make agents' life easier, have more leads, have more buyers, have more sellers, have more referrals, have more property access, and have more tools at their fingerprints. And hopefully, to your point, Lou, save them some money at the same time.
As an agent, the referral business is really incredibly important to our success. So that one homeowner program should be extremely valuable to agents. I know you're going to get a lot of very, very favorable feedback on that. And if you would like to see this show again, you probably will, because it's quite a bit of information to absorb in one sitting. It's going to be on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com, by tomorrow, if not later today. And I guess it'll be on the First Multiple Listing Service website.
Yep.
We'll put it on LinkedIn. We'll email it out to the agents. If you're not getting the email, please send me an email and a request, and I will send the show out to you. It's lou@louwieland.com. So thank you, Jeremy. That's really exciting. A lot of very exciting new developments over there, and I can see you've been extremely busy, and I'll be sure to make sure that I get all my commercial listings on FMLS ASAP, because I think most of them are, or maybe they all are, but I'm going to double check. But anyway, great show, Jeremy. Thanks for all you do, and keeping us state-of-the-art in technology, and there's no finer multiple listing service in the country in terms of what you guys do for the agents who are members. So thank you very much for listening, and if I can help you with any of your real estate needs, my website for the magazines and for the shows is atlantacommunityprofiles.com, and my email is lou@louwieland.com. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.